Hey everybody, how are you doing? I'm just trying to get my music playlist set up here real quick. Hold on one second. If you're in here, just give me a shout and say hello so I know that everything is everything. And I can get started. Let's see, does that work? All right, there's some music. Let's see, is that playing through the desktop audio? Desktop audio 2. All right. Hold on one second. Let's see, audio, device. Audio device 2, desktop audio device. Speakers 2, there you go. Apply and OK. Now, okay, it works. There you go. Cool. All right. Let me get all set up here. So, how's everybody doing? I am happy to be with everyone, and I got a few new things to show you guys, so I think I'll get that done before I do anything. I don't know if you will be able to see that well because it's kind of overcast outside, so my lighting is not great, but let's see. Hey, what's up in Chile? All right, so the good people at Upper Deck sent me the a few samples of the X-Men cards that I painted for them, and so I finally got them. I don't know if you can. It's probably going to be. They're super shiny. I don't know why, but I got this one, which is my Sunspot, and yeah, if you look at it on the back, let's see if I can get it to focus. Maybe not. All right, anyway, it says it's done by me. And then my Juggernaut right there. Yeah, so I got those. Hey, what's up, Samus Maximus? Alex, Chris's Rage, and Mordekainer, how you guys doing? Let me see if I can get the Facebook chat to work. Let's see. I reload it here. Facebook chat is the bane of my existence. It never wants to work. Okay, there it is. All right, cool. What's going on, guys? All right, so turn that down a little bit. Seems a little loud. Let me know about the volume on the music. Still trying to dial it in. But since I was here with you guys last, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Right? Try not to spill it all over the place. Okay. All right, so since I was here with you last, I have done quite a bit. All right. Still working on my trap jaw. Here he is with no textures on him, but you can see that it's kind of come a long way. I started figuring out a base. Please don't crash. That would be a bad way to start. Yeah, started figuring out the base, adding these bones because I want to make it like a complete thought. And I have a good friend that I'm going to link you to some of his stuff a little later. He helped me out with these boots. He's like a hard surface master named Master Zeon, or Jerry Perkins, as some people know him. So these boots are way better, right? What else has been done? Still working on that arm. I'm clearly saving that for last. What is up, Roland? What else here? Started texturing the pants, right? And I added some piping, which is what I was working on earlier today. I want these panels to be broken up. So right now there's just like a really simple UV on them. Front shell, back shell for the back of the pants and the front. But I want to separate these out. So I can have some areas that have this detail and then another area that has something else. So I can figure that out. Let's see, what else? Kind of worked on his helmet a bit. Let me turn on the textures. All right, so his helmet, I went in and did a little hard surface stuff to it. Added a little battle damage to it. Oops, that's my alarm telling me not to forget to start the stream. I already started the stream. All right, don't need that. Yeah, so I dinged this thing up a little bit. Probably do some more at some point. Where's my lighting? Let's get some light on there. Worked on his expression a little bit, kind of made it a slightly less symmetrical, little asymmetry going on in his face. And what else? Added these. Remember I was talking to you guys, I don't know if you saw the earlier streams, but I was talking about adding kind of a neck guard thing to his arm piece, the shoulder piece. So if anybody takes a swipe with a sword, it'll kind of deflect off and block on his helmet. So I put that in there. Right, so anyway, I tell you all that to tell you this. I made some renders of this guy in Photoshop. Got a lot of crap open here in Photoshop. So go to Photoshop, why don't you? Photoshop. Okay. So I have a few renders of him with the new boots. Just, you know, a little better attitude. Started doing some dynamic, because I'm an illustrator, I'm always looking for dynamic poses, like that comic book type angle stuff. So I did, I'll get back to that one. So I did this thing, right? Kind of like he's about to just fall up on you. Ah! Get you. What else? Oops. Said I'd come back to that one. All right, just the back and the side, and you can see that I went in and really started detailing these fur pants, right? So I'm almost done with them. Got this little patch over here that I didn't finish. But what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I also went into his abdomen and ribs and really started detailing those areas as well. Thanks, Roland. Hey, Kevin. Let's see what's up on Facework. Hey, thank you, thank you. Any issues with translation? No, I can understand. So yeah, there's just now it's all about the noodling, right? It's all about detailing and getting this thing to good to go. So the other thing I wanted to tell you, I've been talking with a friend over at Form Labs. Do you sculpt belts with ZBrush or another? Everything is ZBrush. Everything is it's in here ZBrush. Except now I did the concept for these boots. Again, I had my original boots, which I felt were a little too medieval. I wanted him to have that merge of technology and barbarian that Eternia kind of has. So let me cut the slide off again because it's doing weird things. So I had that friend I was telling about, Jerry. I'm going to share links to what he used to make it, but it's a separate plugin for a competitor program, which I probably can't talk about in here, but you'll link to see what he did. And because he actually went and completely redid these boots while I was sitting there watching him, which was crazy because I am really hard surface challenged, but these things came out kind of beautiful, right? I like them. They're bulky, very techy. I dig it. Yeah, thank you. No, Jerry killed these. That's all Jerry. All right, so I'm fortunate enough to have friends that if I need a hand with something or an opinion on something, I can just reach out to them and they'll help me out. That being said, I made a new relation with a friend at Form Labs who printed for me for the summit my Venom ball that's on the Pixelogic page, and also my Bishop, which it's a whole lot of talking right now. I know you're like, why is he talking so much? Don't worry, I'll get into the good stuff. But he sent me pictures. I wanted to have the actual sculpts. I'll have those for the next round, but for right now he sent me photos of the pictures that he did from, or these printouts that he did on Form 2 for me. Here it is. Okay, so we have our Venom ball here, which is pretty dope, right? I can't wait to get this thing in my hands. It's small, so you know, like clearly at one point I'm gonna see if I can print this thing bigger so I can keep like all the details. But it looks pretty good for a teeny tiny ball. And then also he did a bishop. The bishop that I was working on in here, printed that for me as well. All right, so we have mullet 80s version of bishop. These are only like 6 inches tall. They're pretty small. Yeah, Venom, nice. So we got 80s mullet bishop, and then we also have we got Goldilocks bishop here, which actually looks pretty dope. So like action figure size, right? So I'll have something to put next to my War Machine. All right, cool. So that's housekeeping. Let's get into the good stuff. Hide Photoshop. Let's get back into ZBrush. Oh, actually, I'll show you one more thing in Photoshop. So I like to kind of assess where I am with these things and start taking notes. And if I go to this one and get this out of the way, please move out of the way. Again, never had problems moving windows on my Mac, but for some reason on the PC it's hard to move the windows. It's hard to move the windows out of the way. Okay, so what I did was I made some notes, okay, on this one of what I want to do. And today, since we're getting close to Halloween, this is my last stream for the month, I'm going to go full Frankenstein on my man here. I'll do it on layers so I can dial it back. But right now he's just too clean. Like, you know, everything is really clean about this guy. So I want to go in and just kind of vivisection him and then suture the crap out of him here. When you need to sculpt the character, T-pose or... Okay, so that's the thing. I like to sculpt in pose. I like to break symmetry kind of early because I end up sculpting everything twice. So I have, in fact, I think I have an old, I have an old one open, or I had it open. Let's see, open recent. Live stream progress. Yeah, so this was like where I was early on in this streaming series, and you can see that, you know, I've changed this guy completely. Like all of this has been resculpted. Like anatomy is all completely been redone. I got rid of the shorty shorts, and the boots have all changed. These straps had to be remade. I think the only thing I kept was his helmet, basically, and his face. But not even his face. Everything else has changed. Hey, thanks, Emilio. All right, anything in Facebook? Rotate around that bad boy. I will do that for you right now, Jonathan. All right. Okay. So get this out of the way. Please move. There you go. Let's get this over here. Move that back. All right. So if I zoom out on him, you can see that I've really been trying to get a, you know, I want him to feel heavy, and I want him to feel, you know, not only weighted, but like he is, you know, like he's about to take a step. So a lot of that has been through talking with, I have a friend that I mention quite frequently who's an animator named Brad, who I show stuff to all the time, and he kind of gives me feedback, and he helped me push this pose as he usually does so that it looks way better than when it started, right? Hey, what is up? Okay, so let's just get in now. So I think where I left off this morning was, I've been working on this a lot lately, and I noticed that I'm having some pain in my wrist. I've been doing like 12-hour days on this because I want to get it over to want to get it over to Formlabs. They're going to print this thing at a 1/4 scale for me. So I really want this to be like the best thing I've ever done. That being said, I can't blow out my wrist or else I won't be able to paint. For the clients. All right, so let's turn this off. Oh, if you're not familiar with me, by the way, I'm Mike Thompson. I'm an illustrator who likes to sculpt, which is why my thing is called Illustration by Way of Sculpture. I also use these sculpts to help with my illustrations. So I'm going to solo out some things. Like I was telling you earlier, I went in and kind of reworked his abs and ribs, and so now today we're going to start doing some stretches with my hands, yeah, or at least set timers and just take breaks. That being said, I'm gonna drink some water. Alrighty then. So thank you. Been looking at a lot of books, taking my time. So actually, let's go back to the pants. Pants. God, it's always in the way, dude. Okay. All right, there you go. Solo it out. So you can see on the pants, I just did a quick UV, and you can actually see the seam right here if I do my thing. So I don't want that, right? I just did it quickly so I could see what some of these textures would look like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the seams under the piping that I made for this guy. So if I turn on this, you can see that it's going to be great because I can split these up into poly groups, and then I can UV by poly groups, and it will be clean. What's up, Pat? Thank you so much for a loincloth for the win. All right, cool. Now Facebook does a thing, doesn't tell you when the people write stuff, and it goes the wrong way, so I don't know what the latest is and what the newest question is. If you have a question for me on Facebook, be patient because it's hard for me to see what's going on there. Hey Craig, doing well, how are you? All right, so we got that. Let's just see, and then a lot of this is going to be hidden by the furry pants, which are up here, right? I made start groups for all these. Until we get folders, the start groups will work. So you can turn on things and turn them off quickly. And of course, my brand new Jerry boots, as they will be known as from now on, the Jerry boots. Okay, so there's really not a lot of his legs that are exposed here. And so what I think I need to do, because right now I'm just using surface noise to give me this texture. Right, I made an alpha and applied it. But if I go back to my notes, this is important. Okay, here are my notes. Oh, the other thing I didn't tell you, I just did a quick comp of what colors might look like on this. And because I'm sure people are tired of looking at it as just grayscale. But this is just a comp, it's super rough, but just threw in some quick colors here. And I did this literally like 5 minutes before I came in. The thing that I want to do, the reason that the blue on him looks this way, is I want him to look like, on the toy, his chest is blue, his face is green. That never made sense to me, right? Because you can tell that it's clearly his muscles, it's not a shirt. But because my guy is sewn together, it's going to be, you know, he's going to have different tone, skin tone. And also, best way to practice forms. Just, if you haven't, you know, if you haven't gone out and purchased any books, I always recommend this book. It's a fantastic book, Strength Training Anatomy by Friedrich DeLavier. It's on Amazon. But this guy goes in and he has, it's a lot better than just looking at anatomy, you know, like, for example, an écorché, because the écorché is a static pose, right? The same kind of an issue you have when you're posing in a T-pose. which means that none of those muscles are compressed or stretched, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen. The great thing with this book is, you know, he has these people who are actually doing the exercises, and it shows you how the muscles contract and stretch. So I love this. I have this. I also have a Pinterest page. If you are not following my Pinterest, I have a lot of boards, but everything for me is at Mike T Artworks, right? So go to Pinterest, and you can see I have hundreds of pictures on anatomy, hard surface, everything. Okay, so that's that. This is just the comp for the color, just to give me an idea. Name of the book is Strength Training Anatomy. Let me write that in there. Anatomy. Okay. And I'll just type the guy's name. F-R-E-D-R-C-B-E-L-A-V-I-E-R. That's the author. No words. Okay, so turn off the comp, turn on the notes. This green-purple breakdown is what I have in mind for the pants, and you can see that green areas, maybe it'll be a hex pattern, some kind of pattern, I don't know. Purple area is going to be something different, just to break it apart. So, what's up, Video Nomad? Oh yeah, Mike T 2K is my, that's for my Twitch account. So I stream on there as well. I think my last one was like 4 hours long, and I did a lot of I think I worked on anatomy for that one. All right, so, okay, I want this picture, right? I'm just gonna do a quick screen grab of this so I'll know what it looks like. Just take a quick screen grab, save, desktop, save, not a problem. Okay, and then if I go and open up my Pure Ref, and open this up, you can see I have a ton of images on here. This is what I've been using for Trapjaw, just mad images, right? Doesn't stop, doesn't stop. Oh, there it stopped. Okay, I lied. It stops. All right, so let me hide this. But it doesn't have to stop. You can keep adding stuff. One thing that I got off of TV. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Found this awesome arm. This is from the Trapjaw, or from the He-Man Masters of the Universe 2004 animated series, which is amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. Quality's not so good because it's on YouTube, but it's pretty dope. All right, so I got that, and I got this here, which is my new pant breakdown. Let's make that larger, shall we? All right. All right, so there's my pants. And zoom in. Okay. Image board is Pure Ref. I'm going to type it because I get that question all the time. It is very awesome. Works on Mac and PC. But Pure Ref. Okay. And it's free. So get that. No problemo. How'd you see that? Oh, my Carnage on the desktop. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's figure out these pants first today. Yeah, Pure Ref is dope. Red Venom Care. Yeah, that's mine. That's my sculpt. I just did a marmoset angle. You can see I'm a big comic book guy. Like, I grew up with comics, so everything from me, especially with my illustrations, is all about the angle. That's why I started using ZBrush in the first place. Was I needed something that I could get these dynamic angles and then paint it for the client. And it's a whole lot easier to be able to light it and, you know, paint it and all that other stuff, get the details, and then use that as reference. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so we go back to this. We got the underoos here. Voice acting for... No, I have not. I did a... It's funny you said that. I did a I did a voice thing for Infinity Motors one time, and had like these delusions of grandeur that I was going to be a voice actor, and it did not happen. And my wife let me know that I was tripping, so thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Okay, let's turn back on this. A friend of mine is a longtime concept artist in games. 2D guy learning ZBrush. Yeah, start with... I have a friend who also is in that same predicament. I was talking to him yesterday, and you have to start by going to the Pixelogic page and go into their ZBrush classroom, because there's, you know, there's got to be at least 100 hours worth, maybe more, I don't know, of tutorials there that are free. And it's broken down by interface, and you know, you want to learn about ZModeler and this, that, and the other. It's very comprehensive. So those guys have done a really good job in putting that info there just for you to use their stuff. Carnage. Yeah, Carnage is dope. Carnage is dope, although Woody Harrelson was whack. It's not good. He had that Ronald McDonald hair. Not good at all. Okay? Sound like the voice from the goat test will fall out. Well, hopefully I can get some residuals from that. Yeah, ZBrush Classroom for the win. Alright, so I'm going to hide everything except, you know what, first let's just make a mask so I can see what is actually visible. Right, because there's no sense in doing more than I need to here. Let's work smart and not hard. I really only need... Oh, I always hit caps lock. I don't want caps lock, I want shift. Oh no. Okay. Let's delete that thing. Delete this real quick. Don't pay attention to what you see right here. This was an idea that I kicked around. I was going to have Trapjaw holding Mechaneck from the cartoon, because I always hated that guy. I don't like his power. It's just he stretches his neck out. I'm like, that's your power, dude? It's a whack power. It's a terrible power. And your friends won't tell you that because they're not good friends. But I would tell you that. Carnage Live. I recorded a lot of it. Maybe I'll put it on Gumroad one day. Alright, so there's that. All I want to do is just kind of hide some of this stuff. What's going to be visible, what's not going to be visible. So I'm a big monster guy. I like horror movies and stuff, which is funny because when I was little I used to be scared of all that. If you have not seen on Netflix The Haunting of Hill House, it's amazing. It's really good, like super good. So check it out if you have not seen that. Yeah, I get pretty excited around this time of the month because you get all those old horror movies that I kind of came up with on AMC every night. So I like to watch those. Just over halfway through that. Yeah, no, it's so good. Man, the character development in that show is crazy. Like, horror movies, they never really let you care about the character. You know, they always are. They're kind of just a backdrop for whoever the monster, the ghost, or whatever is. And these guys are not like that. It's they really make you care about the family and they have problems like everybody else, which is pretty cool. All right, cool. So this part I know I don't have to really worry about because it's covered, and the boots are covered as well. So let's see where those are. Where are my Jerry boots? There they are. Turn off solo. I don't want to see the leg pads because they're in the way. Let's turn those off. And now, let me cover up the, oops, no, don't want to do that. I'm going to cover up the boots. Promise you this is gonna make sense shortly. Okay, solo out. Cool. All right. So now I'm essentially saving myself a lot of time and trouble. So what I can do now, you can see too, what's pretty cool about this is everywhere that I mask, the texture for the surface noise is turned off. So if I were to go into masking and hide the mask, that's pretty sweet. So maybe I won't even have a texture in that other area. Maybe that'll just be just the pants. I don't know. But I probably will. All right, so now that that's masked, what I'm going to do is invert the mask, right? And I'm going to fill it with a color just so I know that I don't have to really be concerned with this. Color fill. Cool. All right, so there's that. Let's turn off this surface noise. All right, just turn that off. And now what I can do, let's see, no thanks, I like my sci-fi movies. Hey man, why can't you love both? I love both, sci-fi and horror. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. What CPU are you using? This CPU behind me is a Ryzen build. My buddy Jay helped me source the pieces for this, but it's got a 1080 Ti in it, GTX 1080 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, M.2 SSD for my C drive, and some other bells and whistles and stuff. But I was on a Mac. I built this, my first PC and my first build, so I'm actually kind of proud of this thing. I call it my Wakanda build because I got the nice blue lights in there. Wakanda forever. This character is, I'm going to produce a small run of these, so I don't want to get in trouble. A very small run, but he bears a resemblance to someone you may know. I like to call him Metal Mouth because he's got a metal kind of mouth there. It's on a hinge system, kind of like a trap, but you know, do with that what you will. Been progressing. Thank you, AQ. Hey, Ashley, thank you. Thank you very much. Ashley is a boss, you guys, but you already know that. 30 minutes in and the body looks like that. No, God, this body is freaking a week worth of work. I'm not fast like that. I'm not fast. Thank you, Ashley. Lockjaw. I think I could get sued over that one too. Probably not going to be Lockjaw. I like Metal Mouth. All right, cool. So, where are my piping pieces? Subtool, piping for the pants. I'll turn those on. Turn off my solo. Okay. You like that, Colossus? Okay. All right, cool. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to polygroup this thing. I'm going to polygroup this thing so that the UVs are kind of hidden in the cut lines here, right? And I know, let me think here. I know I could use polygroup it if the piping was on here. I'm trying to think how I want to do it. I think I'm going to... Let's hide these boots, they're in the way. Get out of here. Yeah, I have a base mesh that I normally use. It's just the base mesh is meshes. That's hard to say fast. The base mesh was, I think I just started with like my Spidey base mesh, right? Which is just the regular dude. Man, he looks like super wimpy compared to the other one, right? But it started off like this, basically. And then he became the hulking brute that you see before you. Is this the right one? This is not the right one. This is the right one. Okay. So I just want to start separating out some of these pieces quickly so that I can hide the UVs. And a lot of this is going to be hidden, so it's not a huge deal. Right, let's polygroup that. That's one group. And then I'll isolate it, and I'm going to just start to group these things. All right, there's another one. Oops, I don't want this piece to be in with it, so let's get this out of here. And switch to the lasso. Yeah, I know about polygroup it, but the thing about it is I don't have... You know what I could do, actually? You're right. This is not the smart way to do things. The way I made this piping in the first place is I drew all these lines out on him. I wonder if I saved a version with those lines. Are you saving? Don't crash, dude. Don't you crash on me. What's happening right now? Wow, man, thank you. Thank you. Every day is just, you know, trying to get better. That's all. I should show you guys, like, my first Hulk. In fact, why don't I do that while this thing is not working? What's happening right now? Oh. I would know this is covering, this thing is, God, restream is always in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Just move, man. Seriously? I don't like this. I don't like the restream thing. It doesn't ever want to move when I want it to move. Let me move it out of the way here. And then I can't see what you're saying. Let me move this over here. It's like you have to grab it in just the right spot or it won't work. Say okay. Move, stream! Let's see that hook. Shut up, Brad. Brad is my buddy I've been telling you guys about that has helped me figure out this pose. We've been friends for a number of years, so I can tell him that. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do this the right way, right? Let's use poly. Oh, I said I was gonna show you the crappy Hulk. Why don't I do that? Let's do that, shall we? Where is... Bear with me, this thing is really, really old. Is this it? No, this is the Hulk I worked on, Brad. This is the good one. Not this one. Struggling first day, get a shame. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. ArtStation link. Yeah. Everything for me is at. Oh no. I typed at. No. At Mike T Artworks. That's everything. But YouTube, which is at Mike T Artwork, right? So ArtStation, all that's on there. You're gonna love this. This is really epically bad. Where is... Okay, maybe what I'll have to do is I'll have to find it and put it on here later. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I'm sorry, guys. Just trust me when I tell you it sucks. Like, super, super bad. Super bad. Okay. Forget it. Suspense. All that and then you don't get it, Ashley. How bad is that? I'm the worst. The absolute worst. Alright. So let's do this. I'm going to undo the... I'm going to undo the coloring that I did. And now I have these brushes that I have just to kind of just paint down lines. They're pretty cool. And see, Brad would probably be the first one to tell you that my saving conventions are really pretty laughable. I'm not the most organized guy, so he's probably laughing to himself that I don't know where that piece is. And again, I say, shut up, Brad. Where's the brush, man? One of these is a brush. One of these is the brush that I need. XMD. That's a PNG. Where is the brush? Is this the brush? No. Interesting. These are alphas. Here it is. Alright, so not the exact brush that I want, but this will do. Right, and what I can do now is I can just trace these out, and as long as... No, that's not going to work. Nice. Blue ball remote. It's pretty damn good for the rest of us. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna do what I said I was gonna do, you guys. Sorry. I just want to get these things fast. Just let me get these fast. Alright. I know polygroup it would be probably a faster way to go, but for now I'm just going to do this. Use transparent. Yeah, no, I don't. Well, if it's transparent, I still am gonna have a problem drawing through it, though. That's the only thing. Oops. W. Okay. Alright, these two I already have. Oops. Add those two. Why is that? I know you can do it better. It's to say butcher Hulk is not cut enough. Okay. I never really was a big fan of those super cut Hulk. Personally, but there's a million versions of them, so you could be definitely right. All right. Let's hide this one. Okay. Let's get this. The good thing about having this piping is it doesn't, like, it's going to hide a lot. Okay, so let's just hide everything. Hide that. Okay. Let's start hiding some of these pieces here. That one. Actually, yeah, no, you saw I have the Andrew Carr statue. It's fantastic. I'm with you, Ash. And you can see even with this guy, like, he's got body fat on top of his muscles. I don't want it to be, I don't want it to look like an Eckershey, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to look like a dude. Just a dude who happens to be like a Frankenstein dude. It's a little confusing. Let's get these all together here. Let's go back. This is supposed to be its own thing. Okay. Let's get this one. That. Yeah, that's what I do as well. Okay, let's get the inside part here. What you working on, Ashley? Anything cool? Anything you can talk about? Everybody I know is like, everything is always NDA. All right, so then you hide that piece. Can't find your Carnage anywhere. I have not posted it yet on, I'm gonna put it online soon. I wanted to do it in time for Venom. I didn't. Can you type in the address to, yeah, no, I don't have it posted, but I can just show you a couple quick shots of it. Clean up Carnage. So this is one. I've been in Substance, like this is my first successful kind of foray into Substance Painter. I was using an old Mac, Power Mac, like a 2008, and it just wasn't working out well. But I really enjoy. I can see why everybody was super hyped about using this, because when you have a computer that can handle it, it's dope. All right, so it's that. I think I have an AO that I can show. Show it in Photoshop. That's fine. Yeah, so I just did like an AO pass. All right, so that's it. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, and then of course the stuff you saw in the background, like more dynamic angles. This one's pretty fun. Is this the one that I have? Background? Nope. Yeah, this is before I got like into painting the teeth and stuff. And last one, right? So that's it. Thank you. Yeah, trying to figure out how to get the tendrils so that they can, so that I can print those out separately and put them on. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do it, but this one's kind of a complicated order, you know. But that's that. Thank you, everybody. Let's get this out of here. Okay. No, did I step down? Oh my gosh, no. What happened? Yeah, I have to be careful because sometimes when I make polygroups and then I step down, the edges get all kind of bitmappy. I don't like that. They lose the resolution. It's pretty crappy. Right. Hide that. I think it did it here because you see I have these little pieces that are just kind of hanging out. Hide that. And this whole thing is going to be one group. Is this same song playing over and over again? Oh my gosh, sorry about that. I set this thing up to do, with VLC I can never tell which one of the things is to repeat the playlist. Skip that. Nope. It's probably been like an hour of that thing. Yeah, it has. I'm sorry, you guys. That sucks. Not cool. And now I have it on double speed. Stop it. There you go. Yeah, same cut. It's like you're in a club. All right, group that, hide that. Hide that. And the reason that I'm not really concerned about some of this being exactly perfect is it's all going to be under the boots anyway, so nobody's going to see it. but I do want to have these panels kind of off on their own. So when I do take it into something like Substance, the UVs aren't like super apparent. All right, this piece didn't work out well. Let's get that. How's the process going to be once you split up those poly groups using ZBrush? Yeah, no. What I'm going to do, the reason I'm doing this is I want to UV by poly group, and that way I can do what I want as far as texturing with these different areas. That's all. All right, so let's hide this one. Always yellow. I love how it always polygroups a color that's almost exactly, look at that, almost exactly what the last color was. Thank you. For an old fellow like me, it's hard to see the difference. These eyes aren't what they used to be, you guys. All right, let's get this. Almost done. Okay. Oops. It's all going to be covered. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but it's bothering me. OCD kicking in, must have good groups. All right, cool. And so now I kind of have what I want here. Let's get rid of that color because it's making it kind of hard to see what's going on. There you go. All right, so now what I can do, I have polygroups, I have UVs for him. If I go to UV map and I morph UVs, you can see there's just a front and a back, right? But because of that, I have a clear delineation of one texture from the other, you know, shell. So I don't want that. So what I will do is I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to work on a copy. Let's see, make sure it's at the highest thing here. Go to my UV master and work on clone. Oh, you bastard. All right, I don't want to do that, sorry. What happens is when it jumps down in resolution, it gives me that stupid bitmap edge that I don't want. So go back to tool. I don't like that one. Skipping that song. Okay, and you can see the size of this thing is a beast right now. It's like 48 million polys. It's pretty big. Pretty big. All right, so instead of doing what I just did, I'm going to just clone this piece. Okay, and I'm going to delete lower, and then I'm going to make UVs based off of these polygroups. So polygroups is already selected, and I'm going to hit unwrap. That should take a while because this is kind of large. Not huge, but it's not tiny either. How many years have you sculpted in ZBrush, Joker? This is like the 5th year. Kind of new to it, but I've been drawing all my life, so I had a basis for all of this. Okay, so now if I hit flatten, if all went well, there you go. So there are my shells. The shells. They're not beautiful, but it's definitely going to work for me, right? So if I say unflatten and copy these UVs, go back to my other one, I should technically be able to paste them. Paste UVs. Oh, incompatible. You know what I had to do last time is I had to... How did I do it? I got rid of the subdivision levels and then I projected them back. Thanks, Pat. Thank you, man. Thank you. Alright, so let's do that. Well, now, you're gonna give me a larger ego than I have. Don't do that. My family can barely live with me as it is. So, I know. Let's copy these pants. I know there's a way better way to do this, but because I'm in the stream, I'm gonna do it this way. Copy. Go back over here, and I wonder, let's see, paste. Is this... Okay, those are the same size, right? So now I should be able to delete the lower levels of subdivision, paste the UVs, and then hopefully reproject, right? Can I paste UVs? Okay, so paste the UVs. And now let's see if I can successfully reproject back the lower sub-D levels. Geometry, reconstruct subdivision. Fingers crossed. Let's do it again, and one more time. Okay, so now I have my subdivision levels back. Let's see if it kept the UVs, because it might not have. Let's see. Morph UV. Eee, that's not what I want. Well, you know what? I don't think that I need to have the lower subdivision levels, to be honest with you. Let's go back to Subtool. This is the one where I deleted the lower sub-D levels. Brad's the man. Brad, I would do the voice, man, but nobody knows what it is. They'll think I'm crazy. I put Brad onto this guy. If you have not seen his videos, I'm kind of obsessed with this dude. You gotta... there's no T, right, Brad? Crafts man on YouTube. Look at this guy. His voice is amazing. He's like the new Bob Ross. I'm not even kidding. All right. This is the one with no sub-D levels, and let me just make sure the UVs are still there. Morph. Okay, they are. That's just because I have both things turned on. Subtool. Let's delete this one. Okay. And if I copy and paste, actually before I even do that, let's do the let's see what happens when I use the surface noise. So turn on my surface noise, go to, let's turn off that. All right, it's looking kind of clean. It's unfortunate, I didn't mean to zoom right in on the crotch there. That was kind of not what I meant to do. Edit, and that is by UV. All right, so the point now, if I zoom out, so now the point is, if I were to, you get a cool pattern, like I actually did this with my bishop, and by doing it this way, the UVs rotate, and so you get that kind of texture that Batman, the new Batman suit has, where it kind of looks like, it's almost like a cross weave on his chest under the bat symbol. You know what I'm talking about. Which is cool. All right, so I'm gonna say okay, I like that. I'm going to copy this piece. I don't know why I'm telling you everything I'm doing as I do it. Skipping that song. I'm skipping that song, you guys. I just skipped that song. I don't know if you know that. I'm gonna copy. And let's replace these pants. Paste. And take the old ones, and I'll just turn those off because they have the lower sub D levels. I kind of like those. Make this a start, and then if I turn off, this is no longer a start. If I turn off this and turn it back on, it should turn on everything. All right. It's a feature, not a bug. It's the crotch zoom, everyone. It's a crotch zoom, children. Chef from South Park. All right, I don't like the shader. It's weirding me out. I'm gonna turn that off. Now I got a lot of compliments on my the material that I have in my renders, and it, like, again, I hate to keep coming back to Brad. I'm sure he doesn't want the attention, but he showed me how to go in and just kind of mess around with the material settings, right? So I went in, let me show you what I'm talking about. So go back to here. Where's my Photoshop? Did Photoshop close? No, here it is right here. Let's close all this shameless promotional stuff. All right, so if you look at the shader on here, it kind of, you know, it has like a wetness to it. And that's only, like, it's not anything special. It's just that I went into the setting and I bumped up the spec. So if I go into material, I called it basic Mike T, I just saved that. So that's now my starting thing. But if I go over here to modifiers, I just bumped up the specular a little bit, and that just made it shinier. And that, when you render, you get some really nice, highlights. It's a Z zoom, the C zoom. That's what we call it, the biz. C zoom, guys. Come on. Professionals know what it is. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so UVs were my natural enemy for the first 4 years of ZBrush. I just recently started using them because I have to, and they're really not as deep as I made them. But yeah, if you make UVs for your character, you can take it and very specifically apply things like surface noise alphas, or take it into something like a substance painter. And I have actually, let me show you something real quick. It's actually pretty cool. Open desktop. So for the Carnage, these are UVs on the side here. So it's cut up. They're not like super. I'm new to this, and in fact I got help kind of cutting these from a friend of mine. So, and please don't bomb me out for having terrible UVs. But what happens is you can cut those up and then you bring it into something like Substance Painter, and on the right hand side you have the layout where you can paint very specifically, which is what I did, right? And it captures the lighting information, which is dope. And then on the right you see, or the left rather, you see the 3D version, and there's actually a better one. So this is kind of what they look like when they're laid out. So, and it's really probably best to do all that stuff before you take it into pose, but because I like to jump to the pose early to help me out with the overall feeling of it, they get stretched and warped a little bit. I'm really looking forward to the UV peel. Like, that looked really cool. If you guys missed that in the summit, like, that looked awesome. Alright, so you can kind of see those seams there. What I'm going to do now is I can go in and I can designate which parts are which. So if I look at my piece here, I know that, and it's going to help if I have my piping on as well. Let's just turn off. Always with the caps lock. I always do the wrong thing. Turn off solo. Okay, and then the green areas are going to be this. Skip until next time. Let's do a quick save so I don't lose it. Quarter of shut up, Brad. All right, so let's get that. Brad is the most organized guy I know. He's also like a teacher, so he likes to read a lot, read books. So here's what you might want to call him, like a ZBrush, maybe Elite, I think. ZBrush Elite. So he always makes fun of the fact that I'm not organized. It's not cool, man. One of them ZBrush Elite. All right, what did I do on the back? I think this piece here, this piece here. Yeah, no, Brad is awesome. He's teaching me, or has been for a while. He and a friend of mine, Tony, have been teaching me Maya, which is pretty good. All right, so now if I go back to this, group those. I think that's right. So let's mask. Turn off the mask. Masking. View it. All right, so now we have something like this. All right, so I think what I want to do here, I know what I want to do. This is actually good. All right, so I'm going to undo that. I'm going to turn off my surface noise, right, which is the pattern. Okay, and then I will store morph target. Okay, so now what that's going to do is I can go back and turn the surface noise on again. Turn it on. Then I can make a layer. And I can apply the noise. Now, I can already tell you right now, it's not going to hold any of this detail. This thing is only 253,000 points. So when I'll show you what it looks like because it's going to be garbage. But if I go to surface noise and actually apply it to the mesh, it's ugly, right? I know it would be that bad, but no, it's pretty crappy. Okay, so what we want to do is I want to subdivide this a few more times, get it up to maybe like 2 million polys. Okay, but because I just made a layer, I cannot do that. So let's go back to layers. Let's bake. Let's stop it first, then bake. There you go. I would always, when I started using layers, I would always wonder why it would do really weird things with materials and colors and all that when I would try to apply it. And it's because I never stopped the recording, and ZBrush doesn't like that. Okay, so we're off layers. I'm gonna subdivide a few more times. Right now you can see down here, 253,000. Divide, now we're at 1 million. I think it's gonna have to be more than that. Should take us up, that's 4 million, right? I'm off the rails here, you guys. Without a net 52 million polys. But I think I need that. So now I'm gonna now I'll make a layer. Okay. Probably should save because I'm in uncharted territory here. Get to use folders. Yeah, that is true. Or at least put the stuff in there that belongs in there. Spring cleaning. Yeah, layers is love and hate. Why don't you have a lot more stuff on ArtStation? I don't want to bombard it with a bunch of mediocre stuff. Like, I don't like when people do that. If you guys don't know about me, like, I'm an illustrator by profession. And one thing I learned early on is you don't ever put anything in your portfolio that isn't like the best of what you do. Because you can have, you know, 5 great pieces and 2 mediocre pieces, and the only pieces anybody's going to remember are the ones that aren't that great. So consistency is key. All right. 17 pieces. Yeah, I know. I'll put more on. More pieces. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Got a ton of stuff on my website. How about that? Today's promo day for me. Go to my site. Whole lot of work there. It's mostly 2D. Mostly. What's that from, you guys? Mostly. But there's a lot of it. So you can see the stuff I've done for Hasbro and toy companies and movies and all that stuff. All right, where was I? Okay, so now I'm at 4 million polys. So now I'm going to go back to my surface noise, and I'm going to apply to mesh. And we should get a better result. It's going to take a while, but that's better. Now you can see it's still not great. I mean, it's better. Like, yuck. How many polys does this thing have to be? I'm kind of worried about dividing it more, but once I get something that's nice, the good thing about it is I can decimate it. Okay, but maybe before I do that, probably be smarter to turn off the surface noise, and maybe let's go in and sculpt some detailing, some wrinkles and things like that, right? Because right now it's super soft. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. There's the pants. Where are my furry pants? There they are. Furry pants, y'all. Did I lose detail? Let me see something. Future home webbling. Oh my gosh, no. Is my site down? Let me see. Yeah, wait a minute. Where is... Oh gosh, no. I have a YouTube window somewhere playing something. Oh no, that's Facebook. Cut that off. Sorry. Is my site down? Oh no. Oh, sorry. You don't need the www. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. No www. So I want to solo this out. I just want to see. I thought I had more detail in the pants in this, but I guess I don't. So already I know I don't need 4 million polys to do what I want to do here. So let's just kind of jump back down to something reasonable. I think 253,000 is going to be just fine. I'll delete higher. Okay, turn on the other stuff. And you can see there's only a little bit that's even visible here, but I want to just kind of put in some detailing. Go to my... I did reorganize this, Brad, for your information. I have all of my cloth in my cloth brushes now. Thank you very much. Let's go to the cloth curve. Is this the one I want? Let's see. Solo. Yeah, that's the one I want. All right. So actually, I do want a little more res than this. Let's go back to layers. There are no layers. Why is it telling me I can't? It's not in recording mode. All right, let's just bake. Why is it telling me that it's... Oh, that's weird. Delete. I don't know why this is doing this. It's telling me that it is in layer recording mode. I'm looking at the layers and there it's not there. So what if I step up? Oh, I see why. My bad. Step down. I didn't delete the lower, yeah. Higher res, delete higher. There you go. Now I should be able to see. There you go. Okay. What is up, Nova Bjorn? So again, like Brad's my partner in crime, we kind of came up with this cool brush that if you drag it, you get, depending upon the direction you drag it, you get like a really nice wrinkle. So, and I know this is all going to be kind of covered up, but like OCD is kicking in right now. Oh, right, clean, right? That's pretty clean. Let's turn off the solo. So you're not going to see any of that, but We can put it over here. There's some. I mean, I got 4,000, like 400 things on there. There's a couple pieces that are the same. Come on, man. Killing me. There's a whole lot of new fresh content on there that's not the same as ArtStation. Yes, the sculpts, yes. Told you, I haven't been sculpting long enough that I have a giant body of work that I want to show. Got a lot of garbage. You want to see trash, I'll show you trash. Okay? Okay. Trap Ball is always badass guy from Skip. Trapjaw is dope. He's always the butt of the joke, though. I went back and just for inspiration, I started watching the original Masters of the Universe tunes, and man, they clown that guy so hard. Not cool at all. It's kind of hard to see these wrinkles with this material. I think I need some color, but it's not going to let me see it because I'm recording. So let's stop the recording. I wonder if it will let me fill this. Probably tell me I have layers, so I can't. Color fill object. Ugh. I think I have two things that are visible at once. That's why it's looking like this. Subtool. I do. I have two pairs of pants. Color fill. There you go. All right, cool. So now I'll go back and start recording again. Oh, I stopped looking at what's going on Facebook. Sorry, you guys. Let's see. Show the body sculpt once again. I don't know how old this is. You want to see the whole Showtune Photoshop. Where is... Oh, it's right here. Close that, close that. All right, so the whole thing is this. This is what we got right now. And if you want to see the turnaround, it is kind of like this. Move this out of the way. Yeah, so there's the body. ZBrush. All right, so these wrinkles are going to help a lot, and it will be a lot. It's a lot easier to do them before I texture. Give up on the 2D, man. You must be crazy. 2D puts food on the table. Not to blow my horn, but I do quite well from 2D, thank you. 3D guy. All right. 2D is dead. Where's my band hammer? I'm just kidding. Okay. 2.5T. All right. I guess we'll compromise where we can. Okay. So, I don't want to go crazy with this. Let's solo it out so I see what I have here. Put some little crotch wrinkles. So it doesn't have to be a ton of stuff here, but I just want to have some wrinkles. All right, let's turn that back on. How am I doing on time? 2:31. Okay. Oh man, I'm tripping. All right, the whole point of today's show is supposed to be like scars and sutures. So let me get off these pants. In the meantime, what I'll do is I will turn back on the the surface noise so you can see it. And then I'm going to, because I have color, it does that weird thing there, so I got to go back to it being white. Color fill. And I want to mask out the stuff that is this color, right? Let's go to masking, hide mask, and turn off solo. Okay. Subtool. Oh, let me get those links for my buddy that hooked me up with the with these boots, by the way, before I forget, because I know I'll get sidetracked. And as of now, it does not work with ZBrush. I would love to see this type of an application for ZBrush. Something called Box Cutter. I don't know if you guys have seen things online, but he does some pretty amazing things. So I'm gonna get you the links. I just want to turn everything on first here. Turn on the final base, and I think that is a lot of pieces here. Be glad when we have folders. Yeah, I'm looking at turn on the arm. I don't want that arm on. I want the... Why is that arm coming on? Oh, because I don't have a start here. Make that a start. Okay. That was a lot of stuff. Alright, let me get that link real quick, because Jerry actually hooked me up. So, let's see, can I copy this? Copy link. Oh, what is that? Facebook, man. Let me put it into a bit.ly, because this is not good. Copy. Let's see if this works. Seriously, man? Copy link. Sorry, hold tight, guys. There it is. Okay, that one works. Copy. Disregard that first thing. That was a terrible link. There's one, and he has two. Let me get you the other one. Or three, I think. Copy. It's worth it, I guarantee you. Just bear with me. Stop rushing me, you guys. Honestly. Alright, there's two. One more. You won't be sorry. And three. Alright. Cool. So let's see. Alright, just don't get started with me, man. With the thing. I can't say the name. But there are people who use that, okay? I'm gonna see if we can get the Pixelogic guys to bring it over to ZBrush, because that would be dope. Cheers. All right, let's get all Frankenstein on this piece. Did I? That's what I want. This is the one I want right here. So let's save this. And then go back to this and copy and paste. Let's just drag it in, size it up. So this gives you an idea of how much this pose has progressed. This actually, no, it doesn't, because this is an old one. Where's the, I mean, this is a newer one. I want to show you what this was before. Too many pictures. All right, hell with it. Another day. Just do the thing. But this is what I want to do now. Okay, so I'm going to put this actually on. Do I have room? It's going to take up my whole screen, so I want to move this. Let's make this a little smaller. Okay, and now all I really am concerned with is his upper body. What is happening? Wait, what? That was weird. All right, there's the body. That's all I really care about. So now I can put my reference here, and I definitely want to make a layer because there's a good chance that I will not. I'm going to want to dial back some of this stuff. If you look. Actually, earlier I was just playing around just to see if it would work. And this is not, I mean, this is kind of what I want to do. Right? And I started like gnarling up his skin. You know what I mean? So this is kind of what I want to do. I want to have sections where it looks like there's another type of skin that's kind of sewn on there so it doesn't look like it's all one thing. Like maybe he's had a lot of battle damage. But these sutures are way too small, and I'm not sure that I love these cuts, so I'm just going to start again. I'll just show you what I did, basically. Just turn these off. Turn off that. Layers is great, too, because you can just experiment. Okay, you experiment, you guys. Play around. Also name them. I'm sure Brad is, again, making fun of the fact that they're all called Untitled Layer 1. But I don't really care what Brad thinks. I mean, does he have a point? Yes. Technically, yes. It would help to know what I'm working on. So let's call this one Cuts. Thanks, thanks, Zwick. Oh, the rig. That's funny. It's the second time that I've gotten that question. It's Ryzen 1800X CPU, AMD. It's got a GTX 1080 Ti in it, 32 gigs of RAM, M.2 SSD start, and some other SSDs and hard drives in there. But thank you. All right, so we have our layer recording now, right? So I'm going to use, I like to use the slash brush. And it also helps to turn off some of this stuff because I just move a little better. I don't want these to be too perfect. And I'm also going to kind of drag the skin around a little bit to look like there's tugging where those staples are, right? They're not even sutures, they're like staples. All right, so right now everything's super clean. Don't worry about that. In fact, let's see if I step down. Let me see what happens. I want to step down and I want to do a little inflate. Let's see what I look like. I like playing around with this part right here. This is the fun part for me. Let's see what this looks like. Step back up. So right now it's clean. All right, and my Z intensity on my smooth is way too high. I'm going to turn that down. I don't want to destroy everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting, smoothing, cutting again. And that's how I made all the anatomy on this guy. Just a whole lot of back and forth. Hey, thanks, man. Oh, the tablet. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Bronze Gear. So I'm going to be doing a review of this. This is the 32-inch Pro Cintiq. I've been using this for, oh man, since the beginning of the year. And so I've got a lot of hours clocked in with this. It's a beautiful device. But I'm going to be doing a YouTube review this week. I finally got the green light from these guys to do it. So if you're not already kind of looking at my YouTube channel, keep your eyes out. There's not a lot of reviews for this up yet, and I know that, you know, once they start coming out, they're going to be, you know, fast and furious. So I kind of want to get a jump on it and put mine up fast. Look for that like around Friday. But my website, not my website, my YouTube again is Mike T Artwork without the S. And you can also find all of my videos for Pixelogic on there, my streams, that my personal streams from Twitch. There's a whole lot of content on there. Plus I did a couple of reviews already. The Pro Pen review is on there for them. And I think something else. Hey, thank you. I looked down and I missed who that was, but somebody just gave me a follow. Yeah, the 32 isn't available yet. It will be soon. But yeah, I've been using it for a while and it is awesome. Yeah, it is huge. It's a beast. Every once in a while I'll go to a Comic-Con and kind of hang out with Wacom, do demos and things like that. Either with just Wacom or with Corel or somebody like that. So. Alright, let's see what that looks like. I got some cool Pablo Munez brushes as well that I'm going to be using. He has like some really cool monster brushes. Pablo is dope. Now I'm not all the way at the top of the subdivision levels on here, but that's only because I don't need to be, right? I'm not really sculpting in any heavy detail, so I generally work at the lower subdivision levels until I have to jump up higher, and it gives you a much cleaner mesh. So let's see if I step up. Like when you step up, you can see like the skin pores and stuff that I started putting in. I really should have saved that for the very end, but I wanted to see if it would work, so I started playing around with that early. All right, but let's jump back down a little bit. And I want to start getting some variance in the, just in the skin, right? So I like to use a clay spin brush, which is located in the clay brushes in the folder. And just kind of go back and forth. That's how I did, you know, I get the base for this skin tone. Not skin tone, but you know, the skin texture rather. Hey, Attentive Slug, what's up, man? Alright, so for this, maybe I do need to step up a little bit. Let's jump up a sub D level. And I want this to look gnarly in here. Like I kind of grossed myself out, but I started looking at like medical pictures online. I was like, yuck. But that's, I want this guy to look for real, you know what I mean? So, it's not pretty. Frankenstein would not be a pretty dude. Be kind of gross. Nice. Anatomy of slit looks so good. Cove areas where the staples were holding. Yeah, no, you're right, totally. That's as easy as just not, you know, putting the alphas in those areas. They'll just look shiny by default. All right, so it's gonna get gnarly, you guys. Halloween's coming up. This guy has not had a good life. It's been pieced together from other dudes. It's funny seeing him without eyes and teeth, though. I always like to turn those on because he just looks weird without them. Just turn that stuff on. Turn that off. Turn this on. And turn this on, okay? There you go. Not pretty, but cool. Oh, my hand. It's way of giving different amount of polygon density. Yeah, totally. You can use the Sculptris Pro is fantastic for that. You can localize bumping up geometry in just certain spots. What did you use before the 32? What I used before the 32 is my 27. I don't know if you guys can see that. Behind the chair on the floor there is a 27-inch, which has been on the floor for 6 months. God damn it all. Sorry. See what you made me do? I spilled my water all over the place. Wouldn't be a stream if I wasn't spilling something. Luckily it's just water this time and not poison. Sorry about that. Anyway. Yeah, no, I got a 27-inch that I was using before this. This is live, you guys. Sometimes stuff happens. Water gets spilt. Blame Twitch. Damn you, Twitch. Is it better to work on feet and hands but staying in the same... Wait a minute. To work better on feet or hands but staying in the same subtool. I don't understand what you're asking me, brother. Looks smoking. Thanks, man. Body proportions. No, it wouldn't be, but you know what? It's He-Man, so like, you gotta suspend some disbelief. Totally, I was thinking that some of the muscles would be totally different and like less jacked in areas and things like that, but maybe it's just skin. Like maybe his muscle is fine, but he just needed some new skin. I don't know. Or maybe he got cut up and he just got stitched back together. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Could be whatever. Stop thinking so much. Jinrin. Better than ants. Yeah. The ants are gone. How to make accurate anatomy. Just looking at a ton of reference. If you look on my reference board, I have a lot of reference. Like, that's how you do it. A lot of different people. 3D scans. All kinds of stuff. So that's how you do it. And patience. A lot of patience. All right, let's go back to this. Hurts to see it. I know, I gotta sell it. I want to sell it. I'm gonna sell it at some point. Okay. Push the anatomy before we post it. Well, it's all pretty much completely redone since I posted it, but it used to look like before I posted it used to look like like this. So this was early on, and it's undergone. Like I had the pillow muscles, and they usually start off looking very pillowy, and insertion points being all in the wrong spots and all that stuff, and then I'll just go and refine it until it's much more believable and you know, more correct. So, and the thing about it is, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm sure there's some anatomy. I like to call them anatomy Nazis, but people who are really into anatomy that are going to look at this and be like, oh, well, you did the thing wrong. But it's enough, you know what I mean? Like for a quick read and for a statue, I don't think people are going to get too upset with it. Did have the foot connected to the arm. That was a problem. I had to fix that. All right, so let's turn on the straps too and make it a little easier to see what's happening. What is going on? Shoulder straps. Boom and boom. Okay, that's cool. Hordak. Cool. Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, everybody has a favorite. I was talking to somebody earlier who's a big Stinkor fan, and why not? I did see. I started watching the 2004 He-Man on YouTube, and they had the origin of Stinkor, which was hilarious. It's pretty cool. So I like when they give thought to that kind of stuff. Hard to sculpt. You just sculpt the stink lines. It's all good. All right, so just putting a little bit of stuff in here that's going to kind of make it look like it's not regular. And it probably would help if so what I was going to do is I was going to make, you know, I could probably do this right now. I want to make a brush that is the staple, and that's as easy as just Z-modeling up something real quick and then turning it into a brush. So let's do that, shall we? I'm going to save this first of all. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose it. I think I'm on 28. You can see I have a lot of iterations of this bad boy. Hey, what's up, Brendan? Brendan is another dope streamer in here. Brendan and Ashley. Oh God, don't do that. That's the only thing that's different about ZBrush on PC for me is I don't remember it holding everything hostage until the save is done on a Mac. Like I can't turn up the volume on YouTube without it saying, do you want to quit or what? You know? So, sculpting these scars, cuts, then texturing. With the benefits, what you talking about, Willis? Let's see. Hey man, thanks brother. ZBrush crashes. Blame Ashley. Well, I saved the detailing of everything for last, right? So really the benefit of sculpting these scars is to do it on its own layer because I can always turn it down or turn it off. And the one thing about layers is you do have to be at that highest subdivision level in order to have access to the layer. But now let's say I, you know, decide that I don't like something, so I can stop this and I can turn it off and it's all good, right? So if I saved a morph target of this before I did that, like let's say, let's try this, okay? So we have it without the scars. Let's go to the morph target. Let's see what the old morph target was. I'll just switch. Should be far back. Yeah, so you can tell, like I went in and seriously went into the anatomy and made sweeping changes, right? I didn't have the abs done. I didn't like his pecs. I think I changed his shoulder, but if we switch, this is what I have now, right? So great thing about layers is it allows me to go in and just push stuff, and if I don't like it, then I can go back to the original. Did I do anything in the back? I just added some fat layers to the back where it's kind of compressing around the belts. Let's turn that back on. So yeah, so before and after, it's very minor. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on the back, but you know, you can see that the chest is a whole lot of changes going on. And I gave him a nipple, which is nice. It's good to have two. Let's see what people are saying on here. Also, what the heck out of that? Cool. Is that why I want to go down? Okay, I guess that's at the bottom. All right, cool. Anything on Facebook? What's happening on Facebook? Facebook. What's up, Scott? It's probably like from an hour ago. Would love to have a stretchy neck. Oh yeah, these are old. Jared, you don't want a stretchy neck. Can you please show the body sculpt? Okay, that's old. That's old. All right, cool. Pierre. Pierre's another dude that I used to hang out with in the old ZB Ho. Subtool. Turn on these eyelets. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. All right, so I wanted to go to morph target. I'm happy with his form, so I'm going to delete the old one, which was this one. All right, let's delete this. Store a new one. Okay, so now if I go to my layers and I turn back on the cuts, okay, what I should be able to do if I go back over to the morph target, should be able to switch. Okay, cool. So now the reason, if you're new to ZBrush, the reason that's great is, let's say I did something in here that I like most of this, but there's parts of it I don't like, right? What I can do now is I can go to my brush, select the morph brush, and it will revert to that save state, right? So if I just paint over, you got to have recording on though. So let's go back to layers. Layers is a very it's a very specific order of things. I'm still getting used to using it because I never have. But now I can go in and you see you can erase away things. All that's doing is it's going back to that previous save state, right, which didn't have cuts. So it's really cool. Like, say I have some of this, I already like some of this better, like where that skin is tugging, you know. Like, I don't want it to look like a brush stroke here, so maybe I just kind of feather the edges a little bit. Like that, right? Maybe there's a whole section where I think that, you know, this is too, this is too much up here. I can just go in and I can erase it away. Like that, right? And it starts to pull those edges together on the actual tear of his skin. So this could be cool if I want to have a staple here. Right? I can just do it lightly and it should just kind of push it in a little bit. Now the way that I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to use the pinch brush in those areas where the staples are. Let's see what Walter's talking about. Wait, are you doing the claw gun? Yeah, so this is going to be crazy. I'm super excited about this because this is going to be a quarter scale, right? So we're talking big. And it's going to have it's going to have an arm that has the, all I have to do is really just swap out the end, right? Once I have the arm done. So I'll have the claw hand, the pincher hand, and I was thinking of doing something fun like maybe the fly swatter hand. But the laser gun. Either the laser gun or the crossbow, one of those. But you gotta do like the little fly swatter hand, why not? This is very handy in Eternia to have that fly swatter hand. Where's ZBrush? Right in front of me. Alright. Simon, maybe it's not the same. Maddie. Wait, what are we talking about? Shoot, small, create difference. Yeah. Alright, cool. So I think the last thing I was thinking about doing was making that bolt brush or staple brush. So let's stop the recording here on layers. Let's go to let's go up here and make a new. Let's do a polyplane, plane 3D. Frame it and center it up. You want to see the base? Sure. This is the base. Some type of a Eternian monster, bones. Sideshow. No, I'll be doing this one myself. Yeah. And this is not Trapjaw, by the way. He looks like Trapjaw. Looks a lot like him. But that wouldn't be legal. So this is actually Metal Mouth Guy is the name of this. This is the technical name that he goes by. His birth name is Metal Mouth Guy. Similar. Like, see, they got the Big Mac, but we got the Big Mick. All right. See if there's any water left or it's all over the floor. All right, so this is just a polyplane. Let's make it a poly mesh. It's probably flipped over backwards, which it is. I don't want to have the morph brush. Snapjaw. Not bad, Walter. Okay, I don't really care about this plane. I just wanted something to have here. So now I'm just going to duplicate it and make it into a Q-cube. Right. Let's turn on perspective so I can see what I'm working on here. Yeah, there you go. Just going to Z model something up right quick. What I do want to do is make sure that I'm looking at it in the right orientation. And I want these things to be chunky. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's hide these two center ones and delete hidden. Okay, and actually all I really care about is one side of this. So I'm going to hide everything except for that and delete hidden. And now I'm going to Q-mesh this baby out. Polygroup all. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Okay. So now I don't have any creasing or anything on here, so if I was to use dynamic subdivisions, it's just going to turn into basically like a little C, which is not what I want. I want to look a little better than that, so let's I think I want to bevel these edges. Oops. Do I have something hidden still? Turn that off. Why can't I bevel? Oh. Bevel. Why are you not? Oh, bridge. Bevel is what I want, not bridge. Okay, and really I only want this edge and this edge. So let's do it this way. I'm just going to insert a couple of holding lines like that. And then let's stitch them. Let's stitch them. This. Okay. And now what I can do is I want to stitch that. Let's see. Put that there, put that there. Put there and there. What does this look like? Okay, that's better. And you're not going to see that part on the bottom at all, so that's not a big deal. But I do... Really, you know what? Why am I doing this? Alright. There's a time when you don't think. There's no need for me to do any of that, right? All you're seeing is just the rectangle on the top. really kind of ridiculous. So I don't need any of that. All I need is this. Done. Right? Let's just give that top a bit of a bevel. We can stitch this down here. Like that. Same here. Oops. Stitch there and stitch there. Okay. Okay. Actually, let's put a couple of holding lines there just to soften it up. All right, so there's our, that's basically our staple. Okay. All right, so now I can take this thing. Technically, I should be able to make it into a brush. I just want to make sure that it's oriented where I want it. And I'm probably going to have to rotate this. Let me make a couple of them. Duplicate. Turn off this, and then let's make this a brush. Create. Create insert mesh. New. Okay. So now that's a brush, right? And it, if I drag it, turn off symmetry. So I should be able to technically go out and drag these however I want. But let's, when you drag it, okay, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Let's see if I do this as a stroke, what happens. So let's change the method to curve mode. Is it tiny? Yeah. And it's not repeating. Curve step, curve functions. Smooth as curve modifiers. Okay, I don't want to do it as a curve actually. I want to drag them out. So I'll turn off the curve mode. Yeah, but I do want, when I drag it out, I want the orientation to be different. So let me also make a brush of the other one. It's just saving. Hey, thanks. Odell, what's up? What's up, brother? All right, that's taking a sweet time. I'm gonna do it on time, 3:15, another 45 minutes. So let's go back to the, let's go back to this one. And let's make this a brush as well. Brush. And I'm gonna pin this one, but I should name it, right? Let's name it. Go back to tool and rename staple 1. And then this one, let's get rid of all the stuff except for this. Solo it, delete hidden. Oops. What are you doing, dude? Okay. This is the one I want to rotate. Okay, and I'll rename this staple 2. Okay, I'm going to pin both of these to the one that I have already. So brush, create, insert. I should, you know what? I should create a multi-mesh. Let's do that. Let's go back to tool. I don't want the plane, so I can delete this. Okay. Go back to brush. Create insert multi-mesh. All right, cool. So now I should be able to select either one of these, and then I need to save it as well. So let's save it. Save as ZBrush. Brushes. Actually, yeah, brushes. I want this in with the skin, right? Skin. And let's call this Frank Staples. All right. All right, so if I go back to tools now and I go back to my body, turn off poly mesh, I should be able to technically drag these out now. Oh, it has layers. Okay, let's turn the layers back on. You know what? It may say because there's multiple subdivision levels, it may not let me. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to layers. Start this recording again. It probably is going to do that because I have. Yeah. Wait. Mesh has layers. Action cancel. So can't do it with layers. All right. Not a problem. So what I think I'm going to have to do, I can just show you what it's going to look like by just copying and pasting this. But this is going to have to be something that I do. Oh, no. I take it back. Sorry. Let's turn off that. I'll just grab something that doesn't have layers. All right. So technically, if I select something that doesn't have subdivision levels or layers, I'm good to go. So I just grabbed his arm piece, which doesn't even have, it's not even subdivided, right? It's just all done as a dynamic subdivision. So I'm on that, but now I should be able to drag out those things wherever I want on the mesh, like that. Now what I can do, I can tell you already, I'm going to want to play around with how deep they sink into the model. So let's do that, and then I'm going to want to resave this. So if we go back to brush and I go to my edit, maybe it's under curves or stroke modifier, curve function modifier. Where's the inset? Oh, here it is, depth. Yeah, so I just drag this down. All right, so if I undo what I just did and I drag it out again, it should bury it deeper in his skin. Yeah, too deep actually. Let's just put it right on the surface. Okay, so now I just want to make sure this is for 3D printing, so I want to make sure that it's not going to set up the mesh. All right, so that's actually pretty good. And then I will save. Let's switch to the other one and do that as well. Let's bring this one down. And are they both there now? Yeah, they are. All right, so now I'll just go and resave this brush. Brush. Save as. Frank Staples, I don't want the one, I just want it to be the master. Master. Yes. Alright, donezo. So, now if I want these to be a consistent size, rather than using the, okay, these are drag dots right now. I wonder if I can do it as, okay. All right, so what I'm doing, I can tell you right now, I want these all to be the same size. So what I'll do, also it's looking super low now. What's that all about? Oh, because I'm grabbing that part of the mesh. I think what I'll do is I'll just drag one out and then kind of multiply it using the gizmo. And then I can position it very precisely. So I know there are people looking at this and thinking to themselves, this looks tedious. And it is, you know what I mean? Like the way that I'm doing this is not, it's probably a much faster workflow. Like I'm sure I can make this into a curve and then just drag it and 50 of these pop out. But that's something that I'll have to do later on. Like I just wanted to keep these in place for now. But if I just hold down Command and then drag it, I can make multiples of it and position it exactly how I want, rotate it. Right, and then it starts to actually look like he's pretty screwed up, you guys. And this is how I made the eyelets on the belt that you see there, and use the Boolean features to kind of carve it in there. Right, so it's actually okay that these are kind of sticking through the skin, because now what I can do is I can switch back to my dude and I can start modeling around the stitches. Let's go to my layers, start recording again. See if anything's happening in Facebook. Nice teeth, thank you. Where was I? Okay, I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna go with about a 9 iron. Let's use a clay buildup. So Odell and my friend Tony put me onto this clay spin, and I love it. Like you can see areas of the skin that still have the texture, because I haven't gone in and like textured the pores on top, but it's just so natural. I love this brush so much, man. I use it all the time now. Thanks, guys. All right, so clearly those staples wouldn't be white. Let's remedy that real quick. Just use the metal. This is ZBrush metal. Z-metal, and give it some color. There you go. switch back to basic. Let's do a render real quick, see what it's looking like. Just gonna turn his fur pants on because it's looking kind of weird right now. And the light. So this is that skin shader I told you I just kind of tweaked. And it always looks super blown out in the render window, but when you let it go ahead and do a pass, it looks much better. So let's see that. Oh, I'll put it on there. There you go. So let's let that render. Anybody have any questions while that's rendering? Looking at all the water on my floor. Yeah, so see, it's way better. Those staples are going to really look nice, actually. All right, so I have a lot of. He's got a lot of cuts on this fella. Maybe a little less yapping and more cutting, I think. Let's turn off everything except for him. Turn it all off. Where? And it is recording already. Actually, I want to see those staples in there. Subtool. See this. And the... Why is this not a start? Let's see if this is a start. Okay. What did you use for the base mesh? It was tools. It was just one of these regular guys. It wasn't even like a big. I think I used this dude. Frame. Right, which you can see is like really terrible anatomy. This is what happens when you just don't really care. You just throw the stuff in there and then fix it later. It's one of those guys. It's either that guy or no, it was a Spider-Man. Sorry, it was this one. Super low. That's the guy. Officer. None is that long. Well, you are not doing it right. Side effects. Come back after you have like a big ass scar that takes up 90% of your body. Then we can talk. Yeah, no, this is all ZBrush. I don't know how to use Max, and I'm only so-so in Maya. Now, what I was thinking could be kind of a bonus on this is because this is going to be quarter scale, I got to be mindful of my cuts. And one way that I can hide some of the cuts is to, you know, like I can have this scar on his arm be, that's where the arm kind of naturally breaks apart from the body. So maybe this part that goes into the belt is the arm that pops off. You know what I mean? Then I don't have to worry about cut lines. Like from the print, not from the guy. This is going to be like a really nasty one that takes up his whole back. Let's go this way. Posing technique. Just a lot of trial and error. There's no real technique for the pose. I knew for a fact I wanted him to feel very weighted. So, in fact, it does a thing where if you look at the base and the way his body is, if you rotate around this thing, there's like a helix type of effect that's going on that I really like. I did just a where is it? I did a turntable with here it is. So I did a turntable with only the silhouette. Oh, don't tell me that. And what I want it to do is when you're turning it around, it needs to be interesting from all sides. So here you go. So, well, this is not the right one. Where's the right one? Here it is. Open with Windows. Yeah. So, because of his pose and the way that he's standing, I wanted to have kind of like a double helix type, like a helix type of a thing. And so, I don't know if I got it or not, but he does look like he's putting weight over those legs. And when his arm is actually done, it should look like proper. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole. That was the idea of it. Hey, thanks, Studio Artifacts. The beat. You're waiting for Nate Dogg. Well, I would do my Nate Dogg, but I'm afraid I would lose everyone in here. Where's this? Why is ZBrush not popping up? Come on, dude. What are you doing? There it is. Alright, so let's get this back over here, zoom in. I want him to have that Y incision like he's been cut open on a doctor's table. I know I have it in the wrong space. In fact, let's look at where that's supposed to go. I'm going through this much trouble, I might as well look. Y incision. It's gonna be gross. It's gonna be gross. Ah, it's gross. Alright, I know where it goes now. Spared you guys having to look at this. It's actually almost in the right spot. So, I guess I didn't do it so bad. Solo. Now for this one I want a deep cut, so I'm going to use, let's use this one. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do this as its own layer because I have a feeling I'm going to want to dial it back. So let's stop recording this one. Stop recording this one. What is this now? This is... I should merge this down with cuts. Yeah. Alright, let's merge this down. Right? Is this merged down? Oh, it's covered up by the thing. Come on, dude. Stop it. No, I don't want to duplicate. Which one is merged down? Split. One of these. Seriously, man? One of these is supposed to... There it is, merged down. Thank you. Golly, that's crazy. Alright, now I got a new one. You want to be grossed out too? Do it on your own dime there, brother. I'm not going to be scaring anybody by showing them these gross autopsy pictures. Actually, let's cut this up here. Oh my gosh, man, these are tattoos. There's people on here who have gotten Y incision tattoos. What is wrong with folks? Like, that's what you're getting as a tattoo for real? Try to tell my kids, like, you're gonna grow out of whatever phase you're in, and you're gonna have to live with that, man. Like a full frontal Y incision tattoo is not a smart move. Okay, I gotta take this down. It's too high now to do any decent smoothing. He-Man is pink for tattoo? What? What are you talking about? I do think it's hilarious though. You go back and watch those early He-Man cartoons, and it's worse than Superman. Like, at least Superman has the glasses he can take off, and like that's his disguise. Adam is literally the same exact dude, except he's wearing a pink, you know, shirt. He just takes off the shirt and, hey man, where did Adam go? It's He-Man. Same sword even. Like, nobody in Eternia thinks it's funny that the Prince has the same damn sword as He-Man? Are you posing with mask and transformer or rigging with ZBrush? No, none of that. I'm not doing any of that. In fact, go back and look maybe like 5 ZBrushLIVEs back, and you'll see I use Transpose Master to do this guy. Like, it's all done without a net. No rig at all. Prince Adam, your sword looks a lot like He-Man. Oh well, I guess it's a coincidence. And Cringer just happens to be the same color scheme as Battle Cat. That's odd. There's one green and orange striped tiger in Eternia who looks just like this other one. That is weird. Also, I think Brad brought it up the other day, like, it's a little on the nose that Cringer is like a giant wimp and his name is Cringer. It's an odd decision for his name to be so on the nose. Am I ruining it for you, Deep himself? Sorry, man. Spoiler alert for this cartoon. That is 35, 40 years old. What's up? I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Ruined. There was a really cool, I think it was College Humor. I can never remember the comedian's name, but one of my friends turned me on to the Batman thing where it's this dude is playing Batman, but everybody knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. He's like trying to convince him that he's not. It's hilarious. I think they had somebody told me there was a He-Man. Was it He-Man versus Superman? They just did like a crossover comic. Or maybe they didn't just do it, I don't know. Am I painting with color? I think I am. Ah, and material. I hate that. Sorry, you guys. I do that, and then it messes up your layer. like it messes up everything if you have materials turned on while you're sculpting. No, I didn't see that. I got to check that out. Link me if you can. I was a big Skyrim fan. Put a lot of hours in that. Oh, speaking of which, so I know everybody loves Spider-Man, but I was fortunate enough when I did pre-order it to get the version that comes with all the DLC. So I can't wait to play the new version that the new content that just came out this week. I'm sure it's going to be dope. Like, I was so hyped for that game. Alright, I gotta be careful around the belts because I don't want it to kind of poke through. Oh man, most of that incision's covered up. Ah. Alright. So, you know what? I have the morph brush. I'm just gonna undo this part. Look at that. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. Just get rid of that. I'm gonna do it over again. Okay. Brush, I want the damn standard. Now we're talking. I love it when a plan comes together. Super He-Man. No. GTX 1080. I got this right before the new, what are they on now? 2080s came out, or 2070, whatever it is. This is the 1080. Step down a little bit. Oops, not that much. I don't want pinch because I don't want that type of an edge, but if I inflate, I get kind of what I want here. Yeah? Did you make $1 million? Oh, by the way, if anybody's watching who is a fan, happens to live in South Carolina, and is $1.6 billion richer this morning, I would like to sell you some artwork. So I'll holler at your boy. Relatively cheap. And it's a good write-off. Just so you know that. Thanks, Planato82. Nice, how's that? I'm sure that's pretty dope. I gotta be careful with the Bethesda games though. Like, Bethesda's only a half an hour away from where I live, so I gotta go visit them, but I spend way too much time playing their games, so I don't even think I'm gonna mess with Fallout, because I don't have that kind of time. Alright, let's go to the standard. Alright, Lazy mouse. So Ashley and I are usually on the same day. I didn't look at the schedule, but if you're enjoying this stream and you want to see some more like really dope artwork, check out Ashley, A Cubed after me. I always talk about Ashley because the stuff that I do in weeks, she can probably do in hours. And she's really, really cool with her work there. She'll like make a whole piece from start to finish in one stream, which is bananas. I kind of paint the way that I sculpt, and vice versa, which means that I'm not breaking any land speed records with either of them. And also my OCD kind of kicks in, so it won't let me do anything quickly. So I'm worried about messing it up. It's not always a race though, you guys. Everything is a race. When I first started using ZBrush, I would talk to people who they would just talk about speed sculpts. That was their thing, man. Everything was a speed sculpt. And they kind of would give me a hard time over how long I took. I was working on a Wolverine first, and man, I spent so long on the piece. It's funny to look back at it now because it's not very good for the time I spent on it. But they used to kind of rib me a little bit over that. I'm like, I'm not in a rush, you guys. I want to learn the application. Alright, so this is really going to get kind of cool when I start pulling these edges in where the staples are kind of holding the flesh together and doing some of those stress wrinkles around them. That's gonna be something, I tell you. The other thing too is I have to be really careful with this because I spent all of this time getting my anatomy, and I don't want to take your eye away from it. I can already tell that cut on his chest is way too deep, on his abdomen rather, and it's gonna take your eye away from his the forms, right? Like it's the main thing I'm concerned with, is being able to read the forms. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is close the gap a little bit. All right, wow, I only have 10 minutes left. All right, so I always put a link to my Twitch stream at the end of these because T2K. I generally, you know, am amped up as I finish these streams with Pixelogic, and I continue working. So there's a very good chance that I'll do a Twitch on my own, if not later on today, then later on this week. And they seem to go on for maybe a couple hours, kind of like this one. So you can catch me there. The other thing that I can do there that I don't necessarily do here is work in other applications like Substance Painter. So if you're not already, give me a follow on Twitch, and we can keep this thing going, keep this party going, you guys, because I'm not going to be on until again next month, I think. Probably the end or the second week in November. All right, let's, you know what? I want to sort of go in there and make this edge more raggedy, because right now it's super clean. Is it the... Yeah, I didn't think so. Scarifications and tattoos. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have any tattoos. He's definitely gonna have some scars though. It ain't easy being Cyborg and Eternia. All right, so on my next stream, probably going to have those form statues from Form Labs. I'm looking forward to showing those off and having them on my desk with my other toys. And this is going to be a lot further along as well. I guess since I'm running out of time, I should probably start unhiding things and do another render. Let's pinch this edge over here. Easy mouse. Alright, so it's hard to read now because we don't have any color going on in here, but this, believe me, will look better. Believe me, it's gonna look better. Subtool. So let's turn all this stuff on, do another couple of little beauty renders. Wait, which pants did I want? I wanted these pants. Better not be my son tell me he missed the daggone train. I don't know who that is. Let's see, turn that on. Turn this on. Got my Jerry boots. This. And the base, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so let's hide this. Okay. I'm not answering the phone. Let's move this over here. Frick. Alright, so just kind of forget that those pants are white right now. But let's do a render, and then I think I'm out of here. We got like 4 minutes left. Should be just enough time. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. All right, render. Okay, let's see. 2080. Oh, you want to see the poly frame? For what part? His torso? Let me know. Hey, thank you. Body. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's let this finish doing a quick render and then I'll show it to you. In the meantime, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, I was talking about these cards I just got. I did these illustrations for Upper Deck, and they just sent me the cards. I'm super happy with these. Like, they came out really nice. I got Juggernaut and Sunspot. So, and if you live in South Carolina and you want to get them, they're only $1 million. Today only. So, okay. Oh, is that the render? All right. So, yeah, the render looks all right. And those scars are looking pretty gnarly, maybe a little too gnarly. But the good thing is I can dial them back. Let's turn on the poly frame real quick for my good friend Camille, my good friend Camille, my wife. Hold on a sec. Turn on the da. Okay, so if you want to see it low, there it is. Not amazing topology, but good enough. It's like good enough for what I need, right? And in fact, this probably started off as the super average guy. I think it was. I don't think it was that one. Let's see. Oh, is Ryan in here? Wait a minute. 5 minutes left, learn, cool. Man, Ryan, what's up, dude, if you're in here? Clay spin, do you think you could Twitch stream more? Sir? Yeah. No, I have one. I've got a Twitch. It's at MikeT2K. Illustrations 2D or 3D. These started off, I took my Hulk and repurposed him, made the helmet and everything in ZBrush, popped it on there, did a quick BPR, and I used that as a base to paint these. So like really quickly, oh man, one minute left. Super quickly, this is what it looked like big. And Sunspot is Sunspot is this one, right here. So same deal. I use ZBrush to help me figure out my 2D paintings as well. All right, let's see. Using other YouTube account. Oh, hey Pat. All right, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, if you aren't already, give me a follow, MikeT2K on Twitch. And on my Twitch are links to all my social media, everything on there. Just you can link to my website and ArtStation, everything on there. All right, so that's my time, and you guys have been great. Thanks for all the questions and the comments, and I shall see you next time. All right, happy Halloween. Peace.